Welcome, and thank you for being here. More than just a car, it was a piece of the American promise of freedom and the open road. It was the magnificent 1967 Chevrolet Biscayne. If you were around back then, you might remember standing on the sidewalk, heart racing as this beauty rolled by. A long, sleek silhouette gliding effortlessly down the street, its chrome accents catching the sunlight like a beacon of possibility. The Biscayne wasn't just a mode of transportation. It was a living, breathing embodiment of the dreams and aspirations of a generation. Imagine the first time you laid eyes on one of these magnificent machines. The moment was electric. Maybe it was parked in a driveway, gleaming like a polished gem. Or perhaps it was cruising past your favorite drive-in theater, the sound of that powerful engine rumbling in your chest long before you could see it. Under that expansive hood lay a choice of engines, including the iconic 427 cubic inch V8 that could unleash an astonishing 425 horsepower. Those are not just numbers. They are the heartbeat of a car that defined an era, a time when power and performance were not just desirable but expected. With a curb weight that ranged from 3,400 to 4,000 pounds, the Biscayne was a solid, dependable companion, ready to take you on countless adventures. It was a full-size car that offered both space and comfort without the frills, targeting those who sought practicality without sacrificing style. The Biscayne's straightforward design, free of excessive chrome and flashy details, told you it was built for the everyday American, those who worked hard and played harder. To understand the allure of the 1967 Chevrolet Biscayne, we must first understand the America that created it. This was a country in the throes of change, characterized by the optimism of the post-war years, the rise of the middle class, and the booming culture of cruising down wide open highways. It was a time when families piled into their cars for summer road trips, the sound of classic rock and roll blasting from the radio, with laughter and memories being forged in the back seat. The Biscayne was not just a car. It was the vessel of these memories, the backdrop to countless stories that would be told for generations. As the sun rose over the bustling city of Detroit in the 1960s, a palpable energy coursed through the air. This was a time when the automobile industry was not just a business. It was a way of life, a heartbeat of American innovation and ambition. The streets echoed with the sounds of rivets being hammered, the whir of assembly lines, and the dreams of countless workers who poured their hearts into every car that rolled out of the factories. This was a place where visionaries like William C. Durant, the founder of Chevrolet, ignited a flame that would transform transportation forever. Durant was a dreamer, a man who believed in the power of the automobile to change lives. He had a knack for recognizing talent and bringing together the best minds in the industry. Under his leadership, Chevrolet became a name synonymous with quality and affordability. The spirit of competition was fierce. After all, Ford, Chrysler, and General Motors were locked in a battle for supremacy, each striving to capture the hearts of an increasingly mobile nation. In this environment, every design was a declaration, every model a statement of intent, and every engineer and designer was fueled by a relentless desire to outdo the other. One of the guiding lights during this era was Bill Mitchell, a man whose influence shaped the very essence of Chevrolet's design language. He understood that cars were more than mere machines. They were extensions of the American identity. Mitchell's philosophy was simple yet profound: to create vehicles that resonated with the masses, blending practicality with the allure of style. Under his eye, the Chevrolet design team crafted cars that not only looked good, but also embodied the dreams and aspirations of everyday Americans. In the factories, a camaraderie blossomed among workers, each one proud to be part of a legacy that was defining a generation. The mood was electric, with the roar of engines and the laughter of families echoing through the halls. Workers often shared stories of their own dreams, their hopes for the future, and the pride they felt in building something that would carry families on road trips, to drive-in theaters, and across vast stretches of open highway. It was a shared mission, a collective heart that beat in time with the rhythm of the assembly lines. As the competition heated up, each automaker leaned into the spirit of innovation, pushing boundaries and exploring new horizons. It was a time of great optimism, where the future seemed boundless, and the automobile was the key to unlocking it. Each new model was not just a car. It was a promise of freedom, a ticket to adventure, and a reflection of the American dream. This was the crucible from which our beloved vehicles would emerge, shaped by the hands of dreamers and visionaries who dared to believe in a better tomorrow. As the sun rose over the bustling streets of America in the late 1960s, a palpable energy filled the air. It was a time when the nation was on the brink of transformation, where the rhythm of rock and roll echoed through communities, and the spirit of youth was ignited by dreams of freedom and exploration. Underneath the vibrant beats of the Beatles and the soulful sounds of Motown, young Americans were yearning for vehicles that matched their aspirations. They wanted cars that didn't just transport them. They wanted machines that embodied their hopes, dreams, and the exhilarating sense of possibility that defined the era. In this rich cultural tapestry, the Chevrolet Biscayne emerged as more than just a car. It became a symbol of the American experience, tailored to meet the demands of a generation eager to break free from the confines of tradition. With its straightforward utilitarian design, the Biscayne resonated with those who appreciated substance over flash. It was a no-nonsense vehicle, targeted at families, fleet buyers, and the hard-working individuals who were carving out their own paths in a rapidly changing world. Priced around $2,400, it was an accessible option for many, offering the spaciousness and reliability that young families sought, as well as the raw power that captured the imagination of those with a need for speed. Meanwhile, America was racing towards the stars. The space race was in full swing, fueling dreams of adventure and a belief that anything was possible. Young people were captivated by the idea of exploration, and they sought cars that could take them on journeys, whether it was a weekend drive to the drive-in theater or a road trip across the country. The Biscayne's robust options, including the formidable 427 cubic inch V8 engine, offered the thrill of power that matched the excitement of the times. Under that long hood lay an engine that not only delivered a rush of speed, but also connected the driver to the pulse of an era that was all about breaking barriers. The optimism of the era was infectious. With the civil rights movement gaining momentum and social norms being challenged, America was on the brink of a cultural renaissance. The automobile became a canvas for self-expression, a means to forge one's identity. The Biscayne, with its clean lines and minimal chrome, captured this desire for simplicity, making it the perfect companion for those who wanted to traverse the highways while embracing the changing landscape of their lives. In the midst of this transition, the Chevrolet Biscayne stood tall, a testament to the dreams of a generation ready to embrace the future. It was a car that understood the essence of freedom, reflecting the hopes of a nation that was not only looking to the stars, but also celebrating the journey on the ground. As families loaded up their Biscaynes for summer vacations and friends piled in for late-night adventures, this car became a cherished part of the American story, an answer to a cultural demand that echoed through the hearts of its drivers. The stage was set for the Biscayne to take its place on the roads of America, ready to carry the weight of dreams and memories 1 mile at a time. As we slide into the heart of the 1967 Chevrolet Biscayne, it's time to lift the hood and explore the beating heart that made this car a true American classic. Under that long, graceful hood lay a variety of engine options, each one like the promise of adventure waiting to be unleashed. Imagine standing next to your Biscayne, fingers tracing the contours of the engine block, feeling the raw potential of what lay within. The inline-six engine, while dependable, was just the beginning of a thrilling journey. But for those who craved something more, the real magic came alive with the V8 options, especially the legendary 427 cubic inch V8, a powerhouse that defined American muscle. The moment you turned the key and heard that engine roar to life, it was as if the very spirit of the open road awakened beneath you. The sound was a symphony of power, a deep, throaty growl that reverberated in your chest. This wasn't just an engine, it was an experience, a visceral reminder of what it meant to be behind the wheel of an American car during a time when horsepower ruled the asphalt. With the 425 horsepower version of the V8, acceleration was not just a number, It was a rush, propelling you from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 6 seconds, a feat that made every drive feel like a scene from a Hollywood movie. But it wasn't just about speed, it was about the connection between driver and machine. The Biscayne offered a range of transmissions, from the smooth 2-speed Power Glide automatic to the more engaging 4-speed manual, allowing drivers to choose how they wanted to engage with the road. Each shift felt deliberate, a dance between man and machine that was as satisfying as it was exhilarating. In an era where the open road beckoned, the Biscayne's robust chassis and independent front suspension provided a ride that was both stable and responsive. You felt the road beneath you, the curves and straightaways merging into a delightful tapestry of freedom. And for those who loved to cruise, there was nothing quite like the sensation of gliding down Main Street, windows down, music blaring from the radio, the unmistakable sound of American pride echoing through the streets. This engine was more than a collection of metal and mechanics. It was a statement of individuality and a symbol of the American dream. To own a Chevrolet Biscayne with that powerful V8 was to embrace a spirit of adventure, a declaration that life was meant to be lived in the fast lane. It was about the thrill of the chase, the camaraderie of friends piled into the back seat, and the memories made on those endless summer nights. The Biscayne wasn't just a car, it was a companion on the journey through life, capturing the essence of a generation that believed in the power of possibility. As you slide into the driver's seat of a 1967 Chevrolet Biscayne, you can't help but feel a rush of nostalgia wash over you. The moment you grasp that broad, sturdy steering wheel, it's like shaking hands with an old friend, a friend who's been on countless adventures and has stories to tell. The interior is a testament to the no-frills approach that defined American cars of the era, emphasizing practicality without sacrificing the essence of driving. There's a comforting simplicity to the dashboard, with its clear gauges and straightforward controls, inviting you to focus on the road ahead rather than distractions. The Biscayne's design, shaped under the watchful eye of the legendary Bill Mitchell, showcases the quintessential styling of the 60s, a time when cars were crafted with a sense of purpose and pride. Its long, sweeping lines speak of elegance, while the minimal chrome and trim reflect a utilitarian ethos that resonates with those who appreciate the beauty of function. You could feel the spirit of the open road in every curve and contour, a silhouette that was just as at home cruising down a highway as it was parked at a drive-in theater, where laughter and the smell of popcorn mingled under the stars. Looking out over that long hood, it's impossible not to feel a sense of ownership and pride. The sight of the Biscayne stretching out before you, with its powerful stance and confident demeanor, instills a feeling of freedom that is hard to describe. You can imagine the wind in your hair as you accelerate down a country road, or the excitement of a Friday night cruise with friends, music blaring from the radio, laughter echoing inside. The experience of driving a Biscayne is about more than just getting from point A to point B. It's about the journey, the memories made along the way, and the stories that will be told for years to come. As you navigate through the streets, the Biscayne's body-on-frame construction provides a sturdy ride that feels both grounded and dynamic. The independent front suspension glides over uneven pavement, while the solid rear axle ensures that you remain firmly connected to the road. Whether you opted for the inline-six or the mighty 427 cubic inch V8, the Biscayne delivered a sense of exhilaration that made you feel alive. It wasn't just about speed, it was about the connection to the machine, the raw power that pulsed through your fingertips and resonated in your chest. In those moments behind the wheel, the world outside fades away, and you become acutely aware of the freedom that this car represents. The 1967 Chevrolet Biscayne is not merely a vehicle. It's a piece of the American dream, a symbol of a time when the open road beckoned and adventure awaited just around the bend. As the sun set over the American landscape, casting long shadows on the asphalt, the streets came alive with the rumble of engines and the laughter of families heading out for a night of cruising. In 1967, the Chevrolet Biscayne was more than just another full-size sedan. It was a ticket to freedom, a canvas for memories, and, quite frankly, a king on the road. With its straightforward design and utilitarian charm, the Biscayne was ready to make its mark amid the fierce competition that Detroit had to offer. Now, if you remember the atmosphere of those days, you'll recall that the automotive scene was bustling with excitement. The Biscayne's main rivals, Ford's Custom, Plymouth's Belvedere, and Dodge's Coronet, were all vying for a slice of the pie, each brand eager to showcase their latest innovations and capture the hearts of drivers across the country. The Biscayne, however, had an edge. It was priced attractively at around $2,400, making it a go-to choice for budget-conscious consumers and fleet buyers alike. It was a car built for families, for businesses, and for those who appreciated the raw, unfiltered joy of driving without the frills. Under that long, sleek hood, the Biscayne offered a range of engine options, from the reliable inline-six to the formidable 427 cubic inch V8. Picture yourself behind the wheel of that V8, the sound of its growl echoing through the streets, announcing your presence to the world. You could feel the power surging through your veins as you left the stoplight, knowing you had the muscle to outpace a rival at every turn. And let me tell you, the thrill of watching the speedometer climb, especially when you hit that sweet spot of 0 to 60 miles per hour in just about 6 seconds, was a rush like no other. But it wasn't just about speed. It was about camaraderie and competition. The Biscayne became a familiar sight at stoplights, where friendly showdowns were as common as the music pouring from the car radios. You could bet there were plenty of moments when a Biscayne owner caught a glimpse of a Plymouth Belvedere or a Ford Custom revving their engines, and the air would thicken with anticipation. The roar of engines, the smell of gasoline, and the thrill of the race, these were the moments that defined an era. As the Biscayne carved its path through the heart of America, it not only established itself as a formidable contender in the automotive landscape, but also became a trusted companion for countless families. Whether it was the daily commute to work, the weekend road trips, or simply cruising down Main Street with friends, the Biscayne was there, quietly solidifying its legacy as a true king of the road. It represented more than just a mode of transportation. It was a badge of pride, a symbol of the American spirit, and a reminder that the open road was always calling. As the years rolled on, the Chevrolet Biscayne became more than just a car. It transformed into a cultural icon, ingrained in the very fabric of American life. If you were around in the late 60s and early 70s, you surely remember the sight of that sleek, utilitarian design gliding down Main Street, often with a family piled inside, headed to the drive-in theater or a weekend getaway. It was more than a vehicle. It was a shared experience, a vessel of memories, and a symbol of the American dream. In those simpler times, the Biscayne found its way into the hearts of many through its appearances on television and in film. Picture this: the classic police dramas of the era, where the Biscayne was often the steadfast companion of the brave officers patrolling the streets. Its sturdy frame and reliable performance made it the go-to choice for law enforcement, capturing the essence of a time when heroes were portrayed in crisp uniforms behind the wheel of a car that exuded strength and dependability. The Biscayne was featured in numerous shows, becoming synonymous with authority and trustworthiness, a staple of the police cruiser fleet. And how about those classic movies? Whether it was the backdrop for a thrilling chase or the family car in a heartfelt drama, the Biscayne was always there, silently narrating stories of adventure and camaraderie. It represented a time when families would pile into their cars for long road trips, windows rolled down, music blasting from the radio, maybe some Elvis or the Beach Boys serenading them down the highway. The Biscayne was a participant in those sun-drenched escapades, embodying the spirit of freedom and exploration that characterized the era. Moreover, its affordability and straightforward mechanics made it accessible to the average American family, allowing them to create memories that would last a lifetime. From the first day of school to summer vacations, the Biscayne was a loyal companion, the car that held laughter, tears, and milestones. It was more than just a mode of transportation. It was a part of the family. Even today, the Biscayne remains a beloved relic of a bygone era, fondly remembered by those who experienced its charm. Its legacy continues to be celebrated at car shows and among collectors, standing as a testament to a time when American cars were not just vehicles, but integral parts of our lives, weaving stories and forging connections. The Chevrolet Biscayne truly earned its place as an American icon, a symbol of nostalgia, and a reminder of the open road waiting just beyond the horizon. As we reflect on the enduring legacy of the 1967 Chevrolet Biscayne, we find ourselves not just looking at a car, but at a time capsule that transports us back to an era rich with dreams and aspirations. Today, the Biscayne stands as a testament to a simpler time, a symbol of American ingenuity, and the spirit of family road trips that filled our summers with laughter and adventure. For collectors, this car represents more than just a vehicle. It embodies a piece of history that is cherished and celebrated. Classic car enthusiasts often seek out the Biscayne not just for its robust performance and timeless design, but for the stories it carries. Stories of countless families piling into the back seat for a drive-in movie, or young couples cruising down Main Street with the radio blasting the latest hits from the likes of the Supremes and the Beach Boys. The value of the Biscayne in today's market speaks to its significance as a reliable, no-frills automobile that served its purpose well. In a world that often feels chaotic and fast-paced, the Biscayne reminds us of the importance of simplicity. Its utilitarian design, with its spacious interior and straightforward mechanics, offers a stark contrast to the complexities of modern vehicles. It's a reflection of a time when American cars were built with durability and dependability in mind. For many, seeing a Biscayne on the road today evokes feelings of nostalgia, sparking memories of family gatherings and carefree days. But beyond the collector's market and the nostalgia, the Chevrolet Biscayne represents a connection to our past, a symbol of freedom and the open road that shaped the American experience. It reminds us of the joy of driving for the sake of driving, of exploring the countryside, and of the cherished moments spent with loved ones. As we close the chapter on this beloved model, let's carry forward its spirit, a reminder that cars like the Biscayne are more than just machines. They are vessels of our memories, reflections of our culture, and icons of an era that shaped who we are today. The Biscayne is not merely a car. It is a piece of our collective story, a reminder that the journey is just as important as the destination. So, let us hold on to those memories and continue to celebrate the legacy of the Chevrolet Biscayne, for it will forever remain a cherished part of the American dream. If this story brought back some good memories, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button. It truly helps us keep these legends alive. But more importantly, I want to hear from you. Please leave a comment and tell us your story. Did you or your family own one of these? What was your first car? I read every single comment, and your memories are what make this community so special. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you for the next one.